An island in West Blue. Yuri finished a day of training and returned to town. Walking on the streets of the town, Yuri's eyes suddenly lit up, as if seeing something. Following Yuri's gaze, I saw a group of people walking on the street. This group of people looked fierce and evil, with weapons in their hands. The residents of the town avoided them in horror. Many people still whispered that these people are pirates or something. But it was not these fierce pirates that made Yuri's eyes bright, but a little girl among the pirates whose hands were tied. This little girl is only about 11 or 12 years old. Although she was wearing worn clothes, she could still see her beautiful appearance. Especially her big eyes are very attractive. In the future, she will definitely be a beauty who is allure. Seeing the little girl, Yuri strode to the center of the street, blocking the way of the group of people. Boy, who are you? Don't you want to live? Dare to block the way of the uncles? Do you know who the uncles are, kid? Seeing Yuri blocking their way, the pirates exclaimed with dissatisfaction. Hey, are you Nico Robin? My name is Yuri, Gabriel. Yuri, I'm looking for a crew member to go to sea. Do you want to come to my boat? Yuri ignored the wicked pirates and just smiled at the little girl said. When Robin heard Yuri's words, he looked at Yuri stupidly. His eyes were full of surprise, doubt, and a trace of expectation. Boy, underestimate me. I'm Bruce Menka, the pirate who offers 9 million pele as a bounty. Seeing that Yuri completely ignored them, the leading pirate was furious, and he wanted to tell this kid his own horror. Hey, there is no place for you to speak. Yuri grinned and said, and at the same time stretched out a hand, only to see his thumb and index finger snapped, buckled a coin and aimed at the door card. Just when Menka wondered what Yuri was going to do, the fingers of Yuri's arm flickered, and the next moment an orange light shot from Yuri's hand. Menka didn't even have time to react, and was hit by this orange light. The bodies of him and the pirate behind him were pierced by this light almost at the same time. Looking at the hole in his chest, Menka's face showed an expression of disbelief. How could it be possible that he is a pirate who offers a bounty of 9 million baileys? So fast, Menka was unwilling to lose consciousness and fell to the ground. It's murdered, the residents of the surrounding towns exclaimed, and fled away frantically. The other crew members of the Menka pirate group also broke out in cold sweat one by one. What was that just now? Coins. But why is it so fast? The orange light flashed, and several cadres of the old Yamato were shot through at the same time. Is this kid a monster? How can such a thing be possible if it is not a monster? Aren't you rolling? Yuri said with a smile. While speaking, I saw that he held another coin on his thumb. With a flick of the thumb against the coin flies, falls, and then flies again. The pirates were shocked and sweated as they watched the coin that was pushed up and down in Yuri's hand. If you don't leave yet, then you can all stay, Yuri said. Run away. The pirates could no longer contain the fear in their hearts, and fled away in a rush. Yuri stretched out a hand, his hand flashed with electric sparkles, and as the electric sparks flickered, strands of black matter on the ground flew up. Yuri grabbed it, and the black material turned into a long humming knife. Constant high-speed vibration on this long knife. Holding a long knife, Yuri pointed the blade at Robin. Robin can clearly feel the sharpness of this long knife. At the same time I was very surprised. It turns out that this long knife is made of a lot of iron sand. The iron sand vibrates at high speed like a super high-speed electric chainsaw. Robin believes that it can easily cut any stone, even steel. Of course it is easy to cut her open. At this moment, Yuri aimed at Robin and waved the long knife in his hand. Robin's eyes closed, just when she felt that her body would be severely cut open next. The expected pain was not felt for a long time. She opened her eyes and found that the rope in her hand had not been cut off. It turns out that Yuri's cut just now was to get rid of his rope. What are you doing in a daze? I'm hungry. I'm hungry. You should be hungry too. Let's have a meal first. Yuri beckoned to Robin. Oh. Robin was taken aback for a moment, then followed. Hurry up, I'm not bragging, my cooking skills are also good. Yuri brought the hearty meal, said to Robin, and then ate it by himself. He has been training for a whole day, and his stomach is groaning with hunger. Well, it's delicious. Robin took a bite of the food, his eyes lit up with a look of joy. Robin is worthy of being a scholar, even if he is also extremely hungry, he still maintains this elegant posture, which is completely different from Yuri. After eating, Robin was really sleepy. Today is really tired. 3 years ago, Ohara, Robin's hometown, was destroyed by a massacre order launched by the world government for studying historical government. Robin, who escaped, looked for work everywhere to get food and clothing. But because of her identity and the amazing amount of reward, she was betrayed and abandoned by others several times. In order to live and avoid Marine's capture, she joined the pirate group. But I didn't expect that after the people of the pirate group recognized her, they secretly attacked and arrested her, ready to use her in exchange for bounty. After so much, Robin suddenly felt relieved that he had another meal just now. I have never felt so relieved in the past 3 years. As soon as this mood was relaxed, people fell asleep. Looking at Robin, who was asleep, Yuri carried her to bed. So soft and slippery. He finally felt the lightness and softness of the body. Although Robin is just a weak little loli now. But in Yuri's eyes, it was a big beauty, because Yuri is a traverser. It has been 5 years since Yuri traveled to this world, and the year that he traveled happened coincidentally when the One Piece King Roger was executed. Previous life, Yuri was a college student who had just stepped into the society. Because of the unsuccessful work, he was depressed and found a few friends to drink to relieve his boredom. I didn't expect to drink high, and I would travel to this world as soon as I woke up. Gabriel. Yuri is the name of this body. Gabriel. Yuri is an orphan, who has lived a life without a meal since he was a child. This body was only 11 or 12 years old when Yuri just crossed. There is no cheat in Yuri's crossing. Fortunately, he discovered that this body turned out to be demon fruit power. Yuri's ability is magnetism. I don't know if it's the same devil fruit as the kid of the extremely evil era in later generations. However, as a modern person, as a person who has been influenced by various novels and animations, he has a different understanding of magnetism. Speaking of magnetism, Yuri couldn't help but think of a girl with a bright personality, Makoto Masaka. So he tried to develop his magnetic fruit according to Masaka Makoto's ability. After 5 years, he has developed most of Masaka Makoto's abilities. He developed electromagnetic forces, electromagnetic waves, super electromagnetic guns, iron sand swords, and even the electromagnetic giants of Gunyang 3. Only limited by physical stamina, this ability has not yet been able to display. Of course, like Makoto's thunder and lightning abilities, such as lightning and electric shock guns, he has nothing to do. His ability is magnetism, not electric shock. With the ability of magnetic fruit, he already has a good strength. The only thing that limits his ability is physical strength. The use of these abilities consumes physical and mental energy. In terms of mental power, Yuri doesn't have to worry too much. He is a traverser. The soul of this body did not die when he was traveling, but merged with him, causing his mental power to skyrocket. Thanks to the skyrocketing spiritual power, his observation Haki awakened shortly after crossing. However, his observation Haki is more like a mental perception, and it is more useful than the observation Haki of ordinary pirates. In terms of physical fitness, Yuri is relatively lacking. After all, this body was originally just an ordinary kid. So in the past few years, he has focused on exercising. Under his desperate training, he has made certain achievements. Although it is still a lot worse than the monsters in the ocean, Yuri believes that by virtue of his abilities, no one in West Blue is better than himself. Recently, Yuri is also thinking about whether to go to sea. How can you not go out to the sea when you come to the world of One Piece? But before he officially goes to sea, he needs to find some trusted and capable partners. As demon fruit power, he was naturally disgusted by the sea, and going out to sea is actually a very dangerous thing. Don't look at the unity and loyalty of the pirates in the original book. But pirates are pirates, and the world of pirates is full of intrigue and betrayal. Because most of the pirates go to sea for money, beauty, or wanton. How can a person with such a purpose be united and loyal? Therefore, we must first find a reliable crew member when going to sea. What Yuri didn't expect was that he saw Robin when he was just reading crewman. Looking at Robin's situation, he was betrayed by a pirate, ready to pick up the bounty. So Yuri stood up without thinking about it and rescued Robin. Early the next morning, Robin woke up from his sleep. When he opened his eyes and saw that he was in the arms of a man, even Robin could not help but blush. She still has no way to be as calm as later generations. She quickly sat up and checked her body for any abnormalities. She knows that there are a group of perverts in this world, and she especially likes loli. After some checks, she finally breathed a sigh of relief. Relax, I'm not so shameless yet, I haven't done anything to you. I don't know when. Yuri has already woke up and is looking at her with a smile. Normally gentlemen don't meet for the first time and just sleep with their arms around them. Robin rolled his eyes and said. Haha. I'm not a gentleman, I'm a pirate, so naturally I just grab the things I like. Nico Robin, I like you very much. Sure enough, you are a pervert. I seem to have been misunderstood. Formally introduce my name as Yuri, Gabriel. Yuri. After some explanation, Yuri officially introduced Robin. I know, pervert who likes young girls, add Disha. Yuri. Robin. I explained it all. There is only one bed in the house, and I didn't do anything to you. Yuri explained again. Robin, I am going to sea. Do you want to get on my boat and go out to sea with me? Yuri said solemnly. Didn't I already sleep in your bed? Robin said lightly. I mean seriously, it's a ship going to sea, Yuri said. I'm serious too. Didn't you ask if you want to get on your boat yesterday? You're Asian. Did you mean the boat yesterday, not the one going to sea? How to say, even if it is little Robin, he still has a black belly. Yuri was speechless. Then you are welcome to join the Gabriel Pirates. Why did you find Nico Robin, an important criminal in the world government? It's in Buddha Town. I understand, and I immediately summoned the soldiers. There is a Marine branch in Buddha Town. The highest commander of the branch is Marine Captain Larkin. It is because of the existence of this Marine branch that Menka will bring Robin to Buddha Town. He was just preparing to pass Robin to Marine in exchange for a bounty through the Marine branch of Buddha Town. It's a pity that I didn't expect to be cut off by Yuri halfway. But Robin's appearance in Buddha Town is not a secret. Especially when Yuri called out Robin's name in public at the time, and there were so many people there. Naturally, I couldn't hide this matter. Marine got the news the next day. Captain Larkin of the Buddha Town branch knows that Robin is a criminal that the world government has focused on. If you can catch her, it must be a huge credit. So when Robin knew Robin's news, he immediately ordered Marine soldiers to be called. He wants to capture Nico Robin alive. It looks like a guest is here, Marine? It's much faster than expected. In the morning, Yuri made a hearty breakfast. As soon as the two of them finished eating, Yuri felt something, turned his head and looked out. His observation Haki has clearly seen the Marine that gradually surrounds them here. When Yuri said that there was Marine, Robin became nervous involuntarily. There was still a hint of fear in his eyes, and there was some doubt in the eyes that looked at Yuri. Why did Marine appear here? Have you been betrayed again? What do you want? If I want to exchange you for a bounty, do I still need to do this? Yuri rolled his eyes and said. Seeing Robin's look, you don't have to think about it or know what Robin is thinking. Hearing Yuri's words, Robin became a little embarrassed. At the same time, he was relieved. With Yuri's strength, if you want to pick her up for Pele, you really don't need to spend so much time and effort. Don't worry, now you are my one. Marine wants to arrest you. You must first ask me if I agree, Yuri said with a smile. Robin rolled his eyes. Robin always feels that Yuri's eyes are a little weird when looking at her. It's like appreciation, it's like love, and some possessiveness. Robin didn't understand that he was thin and small. He didn't take a bath for a few days. He was dirty like a beggar. What made Yuri fall in love? In the end, it can only be attributed to Yuri as a pervert. You wait here, I'll drive them away. Yuri stood up and said. Is it here? Yes, Captain Larkin. This is where the pirate hunter Gabriel Yuri lives. He lives here alone. According to the residents of the town, Nico Robin, the son of the devil, was brought back here by Gabriel Yuri if they didn't leave. It should be here. Gabriel. Yuri, isn't that guy a pirate hunter? Since Nico Robin was captured, why didn't he go to Marine to exchange for Bailey, but took the family home? That's good, so the credit for capturing Nico Robin is all ours, Kim said. But Captain, I heard that Gabriel Yuri's strength is not simple. Many pirates offering bounty money died in his hands. Just a single blow he defeated the pirate ship Nagato Card offering bounty 9 million Baileys, a Marine ensign said. It's just a pirate hunter. Chang can be strong there. No matter how powerful he is, he can still block so many of us. Blocking the muskets, blocking the cannons will not work. This time I will bring all the cannons. No matter, if I don't know each other, I will clean up with him, Larkin said indifferently. Hearing Larkin's words, Marine ensign beside him also nodded. He didn't think that Yuri could stop them so much. Marine, not to mention that there were still shells. Just as they were talking, the door of Yuri's house opened and Yuri walked out. Marine, I know the purpose of your coming, but Nico Robin will be a member of my Gabriel Pirates from today, so if you come from there, just get out of there, Yuri said grinningly. Larkin's face turned black when he heard Yuri's words. Yuri, are you serious? Do you know what this means? Don't say that Nico Robin is an important criminal of the world government. If you want to go out to sea as a pirate, you are Marine's enemy. Think about the consequences of becoming Marine's enemy, Larkin said coldly. Enemies? Just rely on you rotten fish and shrimps, and the broken copper and rotten iron on your hands? You are not qualified to be my enemies, Yuri said with a smile. Pull up the cannonball, Larkin ordered coldly. Under Larkin's order, Marine pushed out the artillery and aimed it at Yuri. Yuri, give you another chance to take back what you just said, Larkin said with a sneer. You are really annoying. Are you emboldened by these scraps of copper and iron? Yuri smiled faintly. While speaking, Yuri stretched out a hand, and the electric sparks kept flashing on the palm of his arm. Then his palm suddenly lifted, and immediately Marines' artillery flew up from the ground and flew towards Yuri. What's the matter? How can the artillery fly? No, my gun flew. My knife. All the weapons flew away. The Marines kept exclaiming. As the artillery flew up, the guns and knives in Marines' hands broke free from their hands and flew towards Yuri. Devil Fruit ability. Larkin desperately held the long knife in his hand to avoid flying away, but the long knife in his hand kept shaking, as if he was desperately trying to fly away. Impressive. Robin in the room is also observing the situation outside. When she saw Yuri stretch out her hand, she handed over the Marines' weapons and let them fly all over the sky. In fact, when I first met Yuri, Robin knew that Yuri was a demon fruit power just like her. He was regarded as a heterogeneous Robin because of his devil fruit ability since he was a child, and he has a sense of identity with Yuri. But when she saw this situation, she was still amazed by the abilities of Yuri devil fruit. Ha ha ha, since you want it so much, then give it back to you, Yuri said with a big laugh. After speaking, his palm slammed, those artillery, guns, long swords and other weapons turned into a torrent of steel and shot towards the Marines. The weapons that flew out were shot out like cannonballs, and the Marines were crying and crying. Asshole. Seeing his subordinates being beaten up and down, Larkin shouted angrily and killed Yuri. As a captain in charge of a branch, Yuri had trained at the naval headquarters and took control of one of the Marine 6 styles shaves. When he came to kill Yuri, the angry Larkin showed a shave, his body accelerated instantly, and he appeared in front of Yuri in a blink of an eye. Is this the shave of one of Marine 6 styles? It's a pity that your speed is still too slow, Yuri said lightly, not knowing when Yuri's finger was holding a coin. When Larkin appeared in front of Yuri, the coin in Yuri's hand also turned into an orange flash and flew out. Larkin quickly appeared in front of Yuri and was about to slash at Yuri. Suddenly he saw Yuri holding a coin and pointing it at him. A coin? What's the meaning? Does Yuri use this coin to attack himself? Wouldn't it be too small to underestimate yourself? At this moment he saw an orange light shoot out from Yuri's hand. Fast, too fast, beyond the speed of sound, Larkin didn't even react and was hit instantly. The terrifying force impacted on him and shot out with him backwards. But by this time Larkin had already lost consciousness. Captain Larkin. The Marines exclaimed. This is an electromagnetic cannon, Robin said in surprise. Robin has seen Yuri's move a long time ago. Recalling Yuri's ability, Robin as a scholar soon thought of the conceptual ability of the electromagnetic gun. However, in this world, the electromagnetic gun only exists in the concept of scholars, and I didn't expect Yuri to realize it with the devil fruit ability. Do you still want to test my strength? Yuri raised up and said with a sneer. Retreat, retreat quickly. Marine ensign ordered immediately. At his command, the Marines evacuated immediately. What, Larkin is dead? Who is it? Who did it? Rockwell showed a look of anger on his face. Rockwell, the future Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral, is now just a Rear Admiral of the West Blue Branch. As Rear Admiral, he is already Marines' highest officer in West Blue. If there is no accident, the West Blue Branch will follow his command. Larkin is not only a fellow of Rockwell, but also an important subordinate of him. He and Larkin have a strong comrade in arms feeling. Today he received the news of Larkin's death and showed an angry look. It's a man named Gabriel. Yuri, originally a pirate hunter in West Blue, but now he has threatened to set up a Gabriel pirate group. Most importantly, the important criminal of the world government, the son of the devil, Nico Robin, on his ship, said a Marine colonel. Then what are you waiting for? I have to give an order to fail, and immediately prepare the ship, and I will personally avenge Larkin, Rockwell said. Yes, I will prepare the warship soon, Colonel Marine said and went off immediately. After Colonel Marine went down, Rockwell's face remained gloomy. Larkin, rest assured I will use that Gabriel. Yuri head to pay homage to you, Rockwell said coldly. Aren't we leaving? Robin asked Yuri suspiciously. Leave? Why? You don't like it here? Yuri asked. Aren't you going out to sea? You killed so many Marines earlier. Even the highest officer of the Marine branch, Captain Marine, was killed by you. Marine will definitely not give up. Shouldn't we leave here to hide? Ho ho ho. Do you want me to run away? Who do you think I am? Just relying on these stinky fish and shrimps like West Blue, I'm not qualified to avoid it. Yuri raised an eyebrow and said. We do want to go out to sea, but before going out to sea, we need to improve your strength first. Going out to sea like this will become a burden. We must know that the sea is not very friendly to our demon fruit power, Yuri said. Oh, you know I am demon fruit power. Robin said in surprise. She hadn't shown her ability in front of Yuri. I know more about you than you think. Robin Wawa is actually a very powerful devil fruit. The problem is that you are too weak, Yuri said. Flower fruit is actually very strong. Robin also developed her very well in the original book. If Robin's strength is stronger, if Robin can awaken armament Haki, then her strength will be completely two-dimensional. Now that Robin got on his boat, Yuri decided to train Robin well, at least let her have the ability to protect herself. Do you know me well? Robin looked at Yuri weirdly and said. In short, starting today, I will train you seriously and prepare for the devil training, Yuri said. Yuri started training Robin on the same day. Yuri didn't exaggerate, his training really was devil training. Although Yuri likes Robin very much, Yuri knows that this world can only live better if he has strength. Robin has the ability to interpret historical texts. She is destined to be wanted and arrested by the world government throughout her life. Her life is not destined to be peaceful, so she trained him vigorously for her good. Half a month passed in such a blink of an eye. What did Gabriel Yuri didn't escape? It's so daring. He was so unscrupulous when he killed Marine. It seems that our Marine was underestimated by him. What a arrogance, Rockwell said coldly. Driving the battleship Rockwell with a group of Marines, all the way to Buddha Island. While coming, Lockwell asked the Marine of Buddha Island to monitor the movements of Yuri and Robin. But until Rockwell arrived on Buddha Island, Yuri and Robin did not escape, and stayed on Buddha Island unscrupulously. I heard that Yuri was still teaching Nico Robin training these days. This is a shame for Marine. We must know that although the sea is now flooded with pirates, Marine is struggling to cope. But in terms of strength, Marine is still capable of crushing the pirates. First, Marine's strength is there. Secondly, the pirates are in their own hands. For Marine, although there are many pirates, most of the time, Marine faces only a group of pirates, rather than the entire force of pirates, and they can attack them separately. So although the pirates in the sea are rampant, they mostly escape when they meet Marine. Yuri killed the highest commander of the Marine division, but still stayed on Buddha Island, which was simply the biggest provocation for Rockwell. Early in the morning, Robin woke up from Yuri's arms. Now Robin is used to who is in Yuri's arms. There is only one bed at home, and Yuri slept with her upright. Robin was a little bit resistant at first, but after a day of training with the devil, Robin was already tired. Several times, the one who took a shower went to sleep, but Yuri took her out of the bathroom. Robin blushed at the thought of this. Gradually Robin got used to being held by Yuri to sleep. Being held in such a way also makes Robin feel safe and at ease. If you don't have Yuri by your side, you will not get used to it and feel insecure. Robin doubted that the training was Yuri's conspiracy. Fortunately, Yuri didn't do anything extraordinary except hugging her to sleep. Robin is no longer in conflict. After Robin got up, he started to make breakfast. Robin was originally a grandmaster in all housework, and she would take the initiative to do it without Yuri's words. While I was cooking breakfast, I suddenly found that Yuri was awake with a serious look on his face. He usually wakes up after Robin prepares breakfast. Why is it so early today? And he has a serious face. It seems that today's breakfast cannot be delicious, Yuri said. Is Marine coming? Robin said with a change of face. This is a problem she has been worried about all this time. Haha, and there are still a lot of people here. It seems that Marine is really moving this time. It is not a branch that can mobilize so many Marines. You continue, first we'll meet Marine, and wait until first rush Marine. Let's go and have breakfast again, Yuri said. While speaking, Yuri left the room. Yuri had just walked out of the room, but the sky filled with bullets and shells to greet him. I don't talk about martial ethics, and I attack without saying anything, but do you think these broken bronze irons can deal with me? I really don't know how to learn a lesson. There were bursts of electric sparks flashing across Yuri's body. All the fist of the bullet and cannonball shot at him stopped in the air. From there, go back there. Yuri snorted coldly, all bullets and shells were reflected back, and Marine's screams were heard from all around immediately. Sure enough, it is a person with the ability of magnetic fruit, Rockwell said. Before coming, Rockwell had learned from the mouths of Marine soldiers in Buddha town how they were fighting against Yuri, and guessed Yuri's abilities. So this situation is not surprising at all. But don't think that devil fruit can do whatever you want. Marine is not as fragile as you believe, Rockwell said coldly. Attacking Marine and killing Captain Marine is a heinous crime. Harboring Nico Robin, the son of an important criminal and devil in the world government, even threatened to go out to sea to become a pirate, Gabriel Yuri, you have no forgiveness. Such criminals are killed directly. One by one Marine school and way stood up. A colonel, 2 lieutenant colonels, 10 majors and captains, plus a Marine rear admiral. Well, this lineup is pretty good in West Blue, but it's still a bit worse to deal with me. I advise you to retreat quickly to avoid heavy casualties for a while, Yuri said with a smile. It's not ashamed. Hearing Yuri's words, Marine school lieutenants were angry. They had never seen such an arrogant pirate, and they killed Yuri at the same time as they spoke. The officers above Captain Marine are already the elites of Marine, and they control Marine 6 styles one by one. Shaving is the foundation of Marine 6 styles. Almost everyone who learns Marine 6 styles will control some. The question is just how much control they have. More than a dozen Marine lieutenants turned into afterimages and charged towards Yuri. Iron Sand Hell. Looking at the killed Marine captains, Yuri smiled coldly, flipped his hands, and immediately spurred out of the ground with iron sand spikes. The sudden appearance of the Marines changed the expressions of the Marines who were rushing towards Yuri. They no longer cared about continuing to kill Yuri and moved quickly to avoid them. But the ground is full of spikes, and the whole spiked hell, where can you hide? Many Marine captains couldn't avoid being directly pierced by iron sand spikes. Unexpectedly able to do such a thing, Rockwell also changed his expression. The iron sand spiky hell all over the floor made Rockwell realize that Yuri's strength is extraordinary. Asshole, I can't spare you. Several officers above Colonel Marine escaped the iron sand spike hell with moonwalk. When they looked down, they saw the companions whose bodies had been pierced by the iron sand spikes, and their expressions changed drastically, showing an expression of anger and slaying towards Yuri from the air. Yuri smiled faintly, grabbed his hand, and a strand of iron sand flew into his hand to form a long trembling knife. No, come back soon. Looking at the iron sand long knife in Yuri's hand, Rockwell's expression changed drastically. Unfortunately, it is too late. Seeing Yuri waved the long knife in his hand, the iron gauze long knife stretched out like a whip, and immediately hit several vice admirals who were chasing down in the air. This iron sand sword looked like a long whip, but it was extremely sharp. The Marine that was hit was either blown away, or was directly cut through the middle by the sharp iron sand sword, and blood was spilled. Asshole, I can't spare you. Rockwell's face changed drastically. I said that you can't deal with me because you can't deal with me. There are some people that you can't provoke. Now the deaths and injuries are heavy. Haha, their deaths are all your responsibility. If you are incompetent and exhausted, the 3 armies are talking about you. What's the use of incompetent barking here now? Yuri said with a faint smile. Asshole, 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 the glory of Marine cannot tolerate you to tarnish. Rockwell flew up angrily, and stepped on moonwalk to quickly kill Yuri with a long knife. It seems I overestimated you. Marine's generals are like you, and Marine is over. Yuri said lightly. Yuri held the sword of iron sand in his right hand, clasped a coin in his left hand, and aimed at Rockwell at the same time. Coins, the way to kill Larkin. But don't think this can deal with me. Rockwell also saw the coin appeared in Yuri's hand, and immediately thought of the tactics described by Buddha Marine to kill Larkin. He also learned from the horror of the move was seen on Larkin's body, and Larkin's body was penetrated, but he didn't think such an attack could defeat him. At this moment, Yuri's super electromagnetic gun was launched, and the coin in his hand turned into an orange-red light and shot in front of Rockwell in an instant. So fast. Rockwell's expression changed drastically, and he cut out with a sword. The sword's blade collided with the orange light. At this time, Rockwell's face changed drastically again, and the power of the super electromagnetic gun greatly exceeded his expectations. Under the constant impact of the super electromagnetic gun, the long knife in his hand appeared cracks, and finally broke. The next moment the electromagnetic cannon hit Rockwell. In times of crisis, Rockwell only had time to use Armament Haki's defense. Puff. Even with Armament Haki's defense, Rockwell was still vomiting blood out, and at the same time, the whole person was continuously shot backwards by the super electromagnetic cannon. Finally hit a big mountain heavily, vomiting blood again. Robin, it seems we really want to hide a while. Marine retreated, but Yuri's face was solemn again. You do not have defeated the Marine Rear Admiral yet. As far as I know, the Marine Rear Admiral, I'm afraid, that is the highest ranking military officer of the West Blue. Robin. It was so troublesome. West Blue Marine defeated the most powerful, is bound to disturb the naval headquarters, other people better. Naval headquarters, there are several troublesome guy. Logia of demon fruit power, I did not deal with them now approach. Yuri said. Logia demon fruit power. Yuri hear the words, Robin's face becomes pale again. Because of Yuri, let Robin thought Kuzan, thought Akainu, but also think of the destruction of carcasses destroyed Ohara order. Tomorrow we have the sea. Yuri said decision. Good. Great Sea Road, Naval Headquarters. Bang. Akainu striking red fist on the desk. Soliciting Val defeated. Akainu's face was full of anger color. Val had been soliciting his men, and later was assigned to the West Blue. Now soliciting Val was defeated in West Blue, his face dark. Oh, it was terrible, and when West Blue emergence of such a character could have defeated soliciting Val, Gabriel. Yuri, the original or a pirate hunters do, now turned to Aniko, Robin and Marine to do right, but also threatened to win the sea pirates. Really terrible, as also the son of the devil's ability to confuse people? He said with a smile. Soliciting Wally's strength is also the backbone of the Marine, is the opportunity to become Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral, even in the West Blue was defeated. Well. Akainu Langang soon stood up and turned to leave the room. Akainu, where are you going? Sengoku asked. Val is soliciting my former subordinates, Nico Robin O'Hara as a legacy of evil, this thing on me to fix, Akainu said coldly. Having no answer, etc. Sengoku, he walked directly toward the outside. Sengoku opened his mouth. Want Hanzu Akainu, now the riots on the sea, many pirates, great influx of navigation road, Marine are struggling to cope with the time, Akainu such a fighting force will leave Marine increased pressure. But in the end Sengoku did not speak. Akainu said nothing wrong, Val soliciting his former subordinates, which he shot this thing really is right and proper. What's more Akainu always be tough and jagged, what decisions even if Sengoku is called him, and he will not necessarily hear. Kuzan watching the disappearance of Akainu, wrinkled his brow, and finally there is no opening. It did not take long to leave a huge battleship division. Vice Admiral, Sengoku Admiral, let me tell you, he only gave you half a year. Rear Admiral Marine came to his side, Akainu said. Or for so long, let West Blue Marines full attention Gabriel Yuri and Nico Robin trail, I want to know at any time their movements, Akainu said. Yes. Boom. 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 A rode orange beam of light from a small pirate ship shot hit the back of the warship Marine. Its very light orange terror, he was an instant hit Marine ship breakdown, and then explode. Suddenly, several vessels Marine warships destroyed. Marine who chase it really is tight, this is the 10th installment, Yuri said, frowning. These are Marine concept of whistle ship, Marine seems to stare at us, I have a bad feeling, so they stare at us doom, like being under a death order, waiting for us to take over probably the strongest terrorist attacks, Robin said. Yuri and Robin C had 10 days. They found a small ship, the pirates put up a good painting flags, and then Gabriel pirates officially see. Yuri is not a large-scale pirates cannot find, but now Gabriel pirates only 2 people, there is no way to drive much of the ship. Yuri no marine technology, so even driving a boat, or thanks Robin. As a scholar, and stay there for some time pirates, learn good seamanship. Under her command of a small ship pirates in order to smooth sailing on the sea. If a person Yuri long boat capsized, it seems naval headquarters dispatched, do not know who is coming. Yuri said, frowning. Marine Admiral should not lead, because now Roger's words, beginning the era of big pirates, sea ride. Navigation road, great need everywhere Marine Guard, Admiral of headquarters need to guard the Great Sea Road, and will not order him to West Blue. Garp is impossible, New World also need to suppress him. To the naval headquarters should be a Vice Admiral. Fortunately, other people, but if it is to Akainu, Kuzan, Kazaru the ability of Logia were in trouble. Not that he was afraid of them, when talking about his ability to be afraid. But elements of the Logia is really in trouble, there is no awakening armament Haki, he is simply that they cannot. They face was beaten only copies, their attacks have no way for them to function. But things tend to be more afraid of what will be the more. A few days later, when Yuri saw a huge Marine warships appeared in front of. When the blood-red suit and wearing a Marine standing on a Marine ship, Yuri revealing a smile look. Here is a troublesome guy. Yuri said with a wry smile. Troublesome guy? Robin saw the solemn expression in Yuri's eyebrows for the first time. Since knowing Yuri, his expression has always been calm and unhurried. Even in the face of a large number of Marines, he didn't see the slightest movement. But now he showed a solemn look, which shows that it is not easy to come by. Marine Vice Admiral Akainu Sakazuki, Logia Lava Fruit ability person, Yuri said. It's him. Robin also exclaimed, his face extremely pale. The first time I heard the name Sakazuki, I heard it from Kuzan. Robin once looked at Sakazuki from a distance, but he was too far away to see his face clearly. I also know from Kuzan that he ordered the sinking of the refuge ship, knowing that he is a Marine with the same terrifying power as Kuzan. I didn't expect that the person chasing them this time turned out to be him. She knew the horror of Kuzan, even the mighty giant Saul was easily defeated by him. Marine, who is as strong as Kuzan, is also capable of Logia lava fruit. This ability of magma can be terrifying when you think about it. I'm not afraid of him. It's just his ability. For me, who hasn't controlled armament Haki, it is too much trouble. Logia's elementalization can turn the body into an element. It can ignore physical attacks and my attacks. He couldn't even hit him, there was no chance of winning at all, Yuri said. Ignore the physical attack, the body is elemental, isn't that invincible? Robin said in shock. No wonder Yuri, who controls the super electromagnetic gun, has such a solemn expression. The body can be elementalized, ignoring the enemy's attack, how can such an enemy fight? Just when Robin was shocked, Marine's battleship was getting closer and closer. They did not launch shelling on Yuri and the others. They already knew Yuri's abilities and knew that shelling was useless for him. Gabriel Yuri, harboring important Marines criminals, killing Captain Marine, and defeating Marine Rear Admiral is not arrogant, but today your journey ends here, Akainu said coldly. The response to Akainu was a super electromagnetic gun, with a flash of orange light. Akainu's body was shot through instantly, and even the Marine warship cabin behind him was shot through. The extremely rapid friction ignited the cabin. It's not up to you to end my journey there, Akainu, Yuri said. The Marines on the warship showed stunned expressions, and the Marine Rear Admiral under Akainu showed solemn expressions. The speed of this super electromagnetic gun is too fast, even if you control observation Haki, you may not be able to avoid it. After all, the speed of the body may not be able to keep up with consciousness. The terrifying speed gave this tiny coin extremely terrifying power. Even if they are faced with this trick, it is impossible to take it intact. No wonder Rockwell would be defeated by him. Is this the way to defeat Rockwell? Sure enough, a small coin shot at 3 times the speed of sound can exert such power, which reminds me of what someone said, the speed is power. Akainu said lightly. As he spoke, the hole shot through Akainu's body was restored to its original shape. Amazingly, even the clothes were restored to their original state, and there was no way to see the shot through. If it were not for the burning cabin behind Akainu, everyone would suspect that the attack just now was just a dream. Recombined, physical attacks are useless to him as expected, Robin exclaimed. However, even so, you still have the fate of death today, Akainu said coldly. With a fist, Akainu's fist turned into magma, and the temperature around him instantly rose extremely. Then give it a try. Did you kill me or I break my destiny? Yuri said. Great eruption. Fist of iron sand, Akainu and Yuri shouted at the same time. A huge lava fist collided with a huge iron sand fist rubbed by high-speed vibrations. When developing the magnetic fruit, he knew that iron sand was the most suitable weapon for him. Therefore, a large amount of iron sand is usually collected, and the power of the magnetic fruit is used to control them to use them. With the continuous use of Yuri for 5 years, these iron sands are affected by Yuri's magnetic fruit, and they also generate magnetic force and become magnetized sand. These modified magnet sands are more controlled by Yuri, and can exert the power of Yuri's abilities even more. This fist collided with Akainu's lava giant fist, and the attacking power of the two was not the same. At this time Akainu was surprised. The Marine officers were shocked. Robin also opened his mouth in shock. It actually blocked the Logia Vice Admiral, who is at the same level as Kuzan. It seems that Yuri's usual words are not bragging. How could it be possible to block the great eruption of Sakazuki Vice Admiral? What is that? How can a fist made of iron sand block Sakazuki Vice Admiral's great eruption, a lava fist? You must know that this trick simulates an attack from a volcanic eruption and has extremely terrifying power. It's not a fist made of ordinary iron sand. These iron sands vibrate and rub at high speed and flow constantly, like a chainsaw. If ordinary iron sand has been melted by Sakazuki Vice Admiral's great eruption. When did West Blue appear such a strong man? The Marines showed shocked expressions one by one. They never thought that in West Blue, someone would be able to block Sakazuki's attack. Originally, they thought that Sakazuki came to West Blue to catch an unknown pirate in person, which was too fuss. But after seeing Yuri's super electromagnetic gun just now, they gradually didn't have that idea. That attack, that kind of speed, if a strong like Sakazuki hadn't been dispatched, it would be really difficult to take him down. But even so, they didn't think Yuri could stop Sakazuki's attack. Who is Sakazuki? One of Marine's famous admiral candidates. Logia lava fruit ability. In addition to Marine Admiral and Garp Vice Admiral, the strongest Marine. Logia devil fruit has the ability to lava, a terrorist ability like natural disasters. Even on the Great Voyage, few people are his opponents. In the first half, it is even more invincible. Although West Blue is considered a strong sea among the 4 seas, it is not known how many streets are worse than the Great Sailing Road. During this time, they don't know how many times they have seen the famous pirate on the Great Navigation Road, and many pirate captains with bounties of more than 100 million yuan, all died under this great eruption, with no bones left. But Gabriel Yuri, a new pirate rookie who has never been to the first half of this great sea route, can actually block Sakazuki Vice Admiral's great eruption? Akainu was also surprised. He raised his eyebrows. The power of the great eruption continued to increase, and the volcano continued to erupt, erupting stronger power. But there is still no way to crush this huge iron sand fist. If it is only iron sand, it will also be melted by his lava. But Yuri's iron sand vibrates and rubs at high speed. Because the small iron sand shakes to produce a sharp edge. Also try the powerful electromagnetic force due to friction. At the same time, the iron sand that makes up the fist is constantly flowing. The high-speed vibrating and flowing iron sand continued to tear his lava giant fist like a chainsaw, and at the same time it resisted the temperature of his lava very well. This made it impossible for him to melt this fist in a short time. Finally Sakazuki started to look at Yuri squarely. This kind of strength is rare even for a great sea route, and it is worth his full strength. Just when Sakazuki was about to use all his strength to fight, Yuri said to Robin, "Grab tight, we are ready to leave here." Robin, who was watching the battle with fear, heard Yuri's words, and immediately grasped the cabin on the side. At this time, the ship under her feet shook violently, and flew away from the sea to fly away. Don't want to run away. Yuri controlled the iron sand and flew the boat to the distance. As he flew away, the fist of iron sand was naturally taken back by him. Without the fist of iron sand blocking, great eruption instantly attacked the original position of Yuri boat without any hindrance. The extremely hot lava instantly boiled the sea, and a lot of smoke rolled. Seeing that Yuri was controlling the boat and was about to flee, Akainu would naturally not let him escape, and would cast meteor volcano long-range strikes. At this moment, Yuri grabbed a few coins in both hands. "You Logia demon fruit power, if you can't hit it, I won't fight with you, goodbye you." Yuri's hands shot at the same time, and both hands fired at the same time, one after another. Orange rays of light flew out of his hands. Boom. 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 Super electromagnetic gun, 3 times the speed of sound. Even if Akainu can take the attack of super electromagnetic gun, it is impossible to receive so many super electromagnetic guns at the same time. The battleship at the feet of Akainu was considered a large marine battleship, but under the attack of so many super electromagnetic guns, it was instantly exploded. Damn it, Gabriel Yuri waits for me, one day I will catch you. Even if the battleship was shot and exploded, it still didn't hurt Sakazuki at all, but it also made him disgraced. He stood in the air on moonwalk and shouted angrily at the place where Yuri had disappeared. But he didn't pursue it either. Not to mention that the battleship was shot and exploded, many Marines were seriously injured or killed and needed medical treatment. He doesn't dominate in air combat, and although moonwalk can make him stand in the air for a short time, it can't make him fly quickly. It is difficult to catch up with Yuri. Oh, it's terrible, has even Sakazuki come home? What happened at West Blue was quickly passed back to Naval Headquarters and Marines Admiral branch on the Great Sea Route. Sakazuki is Marine's biggest rising star and is also a candidate for Admiral. The whole Marine is paying attention to his affairs. Sakazuki went to West Blue with great momentum, but not only did not catch the target, but the battleship was destroyed by the opponent. For a while, Naval Headquarters shook. According to the fighting situation reported by Sakazuki, Gabriel Yuri should have the ability of magnetic fruit. He is good at controlling iron sand. Under his control, iron sand circulates at high speed like a chainsaw. Gabriel Yuri uses this technique to block it. Sakazuki's attack was lost. Marine Chief Staff Suru said. A magnetic man. Really a troublesome guy. Sengoku frowned. He thought of the effects of magnetism. I'm afraid Marine's shells and weapons, and all weapons with iron have no effect on him. In addition, Gabriel Yuri also demonstrated an extremely fast attacking technique, hitting a coin at a speed 3 times the speed of sound, producing extremely terrifying power. It was Gabriel Yuri who used this technique to destroy based on the analysis of Gabriel Yuri's Devil Fruit's ability to defeat Sakazuki's battleship. This trick should be an electromagnetic gun. Electromagnetic gun, isn't that a conceptual thing? Sengoku said in surprise. According to marine scientists' analysis, electromagnetic guns are achievable, but there are many limitations, and the research and development costs are huge. The materials needed are exquisite, and they are easily damaged. Gabriel Yuri uses electromagnetic guns that are easy to use, without all aspects. The limitation of using only one coin can release a super electromagnetic gun. In theory, it has surpassed the ordinary electromagnetic gun and can be called a super electromagnetic gun, he said. Super electromagnetic gun? A wanted order was issued to Super Electromagnetic Gun Gabriel Yuri, offering a reward of 130 million Baileys. Sengoku ordered. 130 million Baileys? Isn't that too high for a pirate who offered a reward for the first time? I can't say that. That's the pirate who can stop Sakazuki Vice Admiral. 103,000 Baileys is not too high. Such vicious criminals should be executed as soon as possible. I agree with this bounty. The Marines talked. Let Sakazuki have to arrest him, absolutely cannot let him grow up, Sengoku said solemnly. Originally, Sengoku didn't want Akainu to stay in West Blue for too long. After all, there is great pressure on the Great Voyage now. But after knowing Yuri's abilities, Sengoku decided to keep Akainu in West Blue and let him be responsible for capturing Yuri. Yuri's ability is very strong, the most important thing is that he has such strength at a young age. And using the magnetic fruit to develop such an attack ability is a super electromagnetic gun. If he really grows up, it will be a huge trouble for Marine. Bring me a newspaper. On the sea, Robin greeted the newsbird when he saw the newsbird flying by. The amazing thing is that after hearing Robin's greeting, the newsbird flew to her as if he understood it. After Robin paid the money, newsbird dropped a newspaper and flew away. Hey, Yuri, your wanted reward has appeared, Robin said in surprise at this time. Haha, so I'm also a man with a bounty. How much bounty did the army give me? Yuri asked with a smile. 130 million Baileys. In West Blue, your bounty is probably the highest. 130 million Bailey. The first time I offered a reward was so-so. It seems that Marine still has a foresight, Yuri said with a triumphant smile. But then we will be in trouble. This kind of bounty is unique in West Blue. Now I am afraid that the entire West Blue bounty hunters are sharpening their knives and want to exchange your head for Bailey, Robin said. Haha. Let them try if it can be done, and I will let them know that they are not qualified to get some money, Yuri said. By the way, Marine also gave you a name, a super electromagnetic gun, it's quite suitable for you. Huh. I have become a sister-in-law. Yuri looked demented. Robin didn't understand what Yuri meant, and he was full of doubts. What's this? Why did Marine give me such a damn name? Yuri said with some dissatisfaction. Speaking of super electromagnetic guns, a girl appeared in Yuri's mind. Subconsciously felt that the super electromagnetic gun should be the name of a girl. Is the railgun so damn it? Why don't I think? Robin said puzzledly. Forget it. Let them change their names after seeing Marine, Yuri said. Can the name be changed at will? In the next few months, Yuri learned that the 130 million Baileys bounty was so attractive to pirate hunters and how crazy it would make them. In the past few months, he has been attacked by pirate hunters hundreds of times. Sneak attack, assassination, poisoning, it can be said to be extremely versatile. These pirate hunters can be as vicious as they are, and they can be as vicious as they are. If it weren't for Yuri's observation Haki, even his strength would have fallen. Even if he is okay, Robin next to him may have been dead at the hands of these pirate hunters many times. After all, it is impossible for ordinary people to be on guard for everything around them all the time. These pirate hunters are really omnipotent, and sometimes look innocent children next to them. The next moment they may be pirate hunters or killers who are coveting your bounty. On the contrary, Yuri and the others are more at ease, and don't need to beware of sudden killers. Unfortunately, Yuri's ship is too small, and they need to go ashore often to replenish some supplies. Every time Yuri goes ashore to replenish supplies, a large number of pirate hunters will come out, and Yuri will not tire of it. Now Yuri is not daring to bring Robin up when he comes ashore to replenish supplies. Because those bounty hunters are so crazy, and the methods are too obscure, they may be wronged if they are not careful. He can handle it by himself, and the difficulty of adding a Robin will greatly increase. The last time a bounty hunter attacked, Robin was almost injured. On this day they passed by the island. Because the materials on the ship ran out, Yuri had to go ashore to buy supplies. It seems that we have to find more crew members and then get another big ship. Yuri is like a marine, wearing a big black jacket and windbreaker, walking slowly down the street, and said thoughtfully in his heart. The boat is really inconvenient, and it will take a few days to go ashore to replenish supplies. This is not only troublesome for replenishment, but also for those bounty hunters. The most important thing is that it also exposed his whereabouts. During this time, he has been blocked by Akainu several times in the sea because he leaked his whereabouts when he went ashore to supply supplies. This made Yuri start thinking about whether to recruit some crew members, expand the pirate group, and expand the pirate ship. In fact, Yuri doesn't want to hire some people, and it's not that he can't hire people. With his current bounty, a large group of people will come to take refuge in casual messages. But such people will not have high loyalty. At the same time, he didn't meet anyone who could make him admire. Yuri doesn't want to recruit people casually, but it's not that anyone can join his pirate group. But now, because of the supply and control of the ship, he couldn't help but wonder if some requirements should be lowered. Huh? It's here again, it's really annoying. Yuri bought some supplies, and suddenly found that there were fewer people around, and waves of death came from all directions. Yuri glanced around and understood that this was the pirate hunter who had come again. Yuri had become accustomed to, and ignored these people, and walked towards the port with supplementary materials on his own. Kill. Just as Yuri was passing an alley, a group of pirate hunters armed with knives rushed out from all directions to kill him. San Shiyu. Yuri said lightly. In an instant, the black windbreaker jacket on his body danced without wind, and countless iron sand shot out from the black windbreaker jacket, like iron needles flying, and dense like raindrops. Those who rushed over, the dense iron sand shot through the body in an instant. It turned out that Yuri was wearing this trench coat, not real clothes, but made up of a large amount of iron sand. Yuri is a person with magnetic fruit ability. He can control iron sand, but he can't make iron sand. Iron sand is Yuri's best weapon. If it is in a place where there is no iron sand, his combat effectiveness will inevitably be greatly weakened. So Yuri thought of this way. He controlled his magnet sand to form an iron sand windbreaker and put it on his body. This iron sand suit can be used as a weapon for attack and defense in battle. And it is also a tool for Yuri training. The weight of iron sand is an excellent weight training. Condensing iron sand for 24 hours to form a coat and put it on the body is also an extremely clever devil fruit training. Why? Some money shouldn't be yours. Marine gave Lousy such a high bounty. Think about it and know that Lousy is not something you can handle. Why bother to die? Yuri said. It's a pity that no one understands Yuri's painstaking efforts and persuasion, and the answer to Yuri's words is a long knife and a musket. Yuri is not soft-hearted either. Yuri is also a pirate hunter, and he knows that soft-heartedness is the biggest weakness in this world. Even if you are a lion in this world, when you are soft-hearted, others will find opportunities to take a bite. Iron sand rain shot out from all directions, and a large group of people fell to the ground in an instant. Yuri ignored these people and continued to walk towards the pier with their things. At this moment, he saw a bald man stopped in front of him. This bald person is very young, even small, only 14 or 5 years old. Are you here to kill me too? Yuri said lightly. That's right, I'm going to kill you, get the 103 million Baileys, and become West Blue's #1 pirate hunter. The bald boy was not young, but said calmly. Interestingly, what's your name? Yuri asked. Daz Bones. Remember this name. This is the name of the person who killed you, Daz Bones said. While talking, Daz made claws with his hands, and his 5 claws turned into blades, and he killed Yuri. It really was him. Hearing Daz's name and his abilities, Yuri showed a look like that. This person is Mr. One of Baroque Studio in the future. Yuri recognized him the first time he saw him. Although he was only a teenager, he didn't change much from his future appearance, except that he looked younger. Don't look at Daz's young age now. But the strength and speed are very good. It can be seen that he was trained since he was a child, and rushed to Yuri's face extremely fast, and his hands with blades pushed against Yuri and hit Yuri's body. Daz's attack really hit Yuri's body, but Daz, who hit Yuri, showed a shocked look instead. Not cut. It turned out that when Daz attacked, Yuri's trenchcoat moved automatically to protect Yuri's body. Daz's blade hit Yuri's iron sand suit, and the attack was blocked by the iron sand suit. The iron sand on this iron sand suit vibrates at high speed, not only has a strong attack power, but also has an extremely strong defense power. Not to mention that Daz is young now, and his strength is not as strong as that of his later generations. Even the later DOS don't even want to cut off Yuri's iron sand defense. All the attacks were blocked by layers of fine and vibrating iron sand. It was a normal thing for Yuri, but Daz was shocked. Daz is a fruit-cutting person who can turn any part of his body into sharp blades. These blades have unparalleled cutting power. In terms of sharpness, some famous knives are often incomparable. In his cognition, no one can stop his own cutting. But now the sharp blades on my hands can't cut this black coat anyway. On the contrary, the vibrating iron sand on the black coat cut him like a chainsaw in pain. When Daz was shocked, a rain of sand burst out of the iron sand coat, which surprised Daz. Both hands and arms turned into blades to resist these sand rains, but they kept backing away from the powerful force of these sand rains. His devil fruit ability also gave him a strong defense force, and ordinary sand rain attacks would not be able to seriously injure him. Finally, when Sha Shiyu stopped, Daz also stabilized his figure and prepared to continue attacking Yuri, One of the sleeves on Yuri's iron gauze trench coat was automatically lifted, and the next moment it stretched out and hit it hard. Hit Daz's body. The power of this blow was a bit heavy, and the hit Daz flew backwards more than 10 meters, and then stopped, and blood flowed from the corner of his mouth. Even so, Daz still did not let Daz give up, but when he stabilized his figure and prepared to continue to kill Yuri, he saw Yuri stretch out a hand with a coin still on his thumb and index finger. Coin. Although I was a little confused about what Yuri would dare to take out a coin at this time, but no matter what, Daz tried hard to kill Yuri again at the fastest speed. At this moment, an orange-red light shot from Yuri's hands, and Daz couldn't even react before he saw the orange-red light shot through his ears. Boom. Daz looked back in shock and saw that a huge house was shot through by the orange light, and the house collapsed. Daz showed a look of astonishment. This time Daz completely lost the confidence to defeat Yuri. Is this a super electromagnetic gun? Is this the strength of 100 million Shanghai thief? There is no ability to resist at all, Daz said incredulously. Your name is Daz Bones. You are very good. If the journey stops here, it would be a pity. How about coming to my pirate group, West Blue's first pirate hunter, or something is too weak? Do you want to take a look at New World? Yuri walked over slowly and said. New World? Daz asked suspiciously. The second half of the Great Navigation Road is also called New World. People there call the first half of the Great Navigation Road, and the Four Seas, or Paradise. Hearing Yuri's words, Daz's eyes narrowed. Paradise? It really doesn't make sense to be the number one in the Paradise. Then Captain, please take care of it in the future, Daz said after a while. Daz wanted to be the strongest in West Blue, the number one pirate hunter. But when he heard that West Blue was not a paradise enough for the population of New World, Daz immediately felt that he had no interest. It even feels that the previous dream is very ridiculous. And Yuri's strength has also been seen. Follow him not to insult himself. Captain, isn't our pirate group only the three of us? When Daz and Yuri returned to the boat, they saw a small boat that could be overturned by a storm and Robin. Daz couldn't help wondering if joining the pirate group was the right choice. Hee. Do you think ordinary rotten fish and shrimp are eligible to join our Gabriel pirates? Yuri Tsunere said. Robin. Indeed, recruiting a group of rotten fish and shrimp is better than none. Robin's eyes flickered and he believed it. But I already have a goal in terms of strength. Target. Even Robin was surprised. During this time they have been avoiding capture by this marine. When did Yuri have a target? Why look so surprised? I don't want to be driven by marine all the time. The bastard Akainu is like a mad dog. If it weren't for his ability to deal with Logia Devil Fruit, I would have done it with him. It's up. I need time to cultivate the power to deal with Logia Devil Fruit, but now that I am running around everywhere, there is no way to practice, and if we want to avoid the spies of marine and world government, we need some power. The power to deal with Logia Devil Fruit. I remember you said that it is something called armament Haki. Can this kind of thing be cultivated in a short time? Robin asked. Robin heard from Yuri that if you want to deal with the elementalization of Logia Demon Fruit power, you need to control Haki. But thinking about it, you know that this thing can't be controlled casually. If she could control it so easily, she wouldn't have never heard of it. Armament Haki? Daz had heard this for the first time. Armament Haki is a kind of Haki, which belongs to the potential power of the body. After training to a certain extent, it is guided and finally bears fruit. A special power of awakening, he can protect the body like an invisible armor. The body has a strong flying defense. As the defense is improved, the attack power is also increased. It is like a piece of tofu and a piece of iron. The power of the same size is completely different. Of course, Armament Haki has a strong defense and increased attack power. It can also grasp the Logia Devil Fruit's body and its ability to resist Devil Fruit. Recently, I have sensed its existence, and now I am trying to guide it out and control him through training, Yuri said. In fact, when his observation Haki awakened, he could clearly perceive the potential power in his body. It just has been unable to guide it out. There is still such power in the world, Daz said in surprise. This is the most basic ability of New World powerhouses. Without controlling Armament Haki, there is no way to gain a foothold in New World. If you want New World to stand out, you need to be able to split Armament Haki's defenses. Otherwise, your cutting fruit as New World is worthless, Yuri said. Cut Armament Haki's defense. I will definitely do it, Daz said thoughtfully, and then a steadfast expression flashed in his eyes. The Kingdom of Ross is a powerful kingdom in West Blue. The royal capital of the Russ Kingdom is called Date City. As the royal capital of the Russ Kingdom, Date City is very prosperous. But behind this prosperity is incomparable decay and darkness. The city of Date is naturally ruled by the royal family of the Rose King, while in the dark, it is controlled by the 3 underworld families. These 3 underworld families control all aspects of Date City and are the kings in the darkness of Date City. The 3 major families are the Zoe family, the Lino family, and the Guy Di family. However, a few years ago, the Guy Di family suddenly collapsed and was replaced by the Capone family. The head of the Capone family is called Confronting Bege. Said this Confronting Bege is a legend in the West Blue underworld. He joined the underworld when he was a teenager and became a member of the Guy Di family. In just a few years, his boss and the leader continued to die bizarrely. From a young age, he has also become a pivotal cadre of the Guy Di family. More than a year ago, he killed the patriarch of the Guy Di family and replaced him as the patriarch of the 3 major families in Date City. On this day, Bege convened a meeting of family officials to discuss how to annex other families in Date City and unify the underworld of Date City. It was almost time, and when I came to the discussion hall, I suddenly saw that there was no one of his staff in the hall. No, it should not be said that there is no subordinate, to be precise, there is no standing subordinate. All his men fell to the ground. In the conference room, he was supposed to be the main seat. At this time, there was a young man wearing a black trench coat and a big jacket. On both sides of the seat, there were 2 younger children. Haha, Confronting Bege, I've been waiting for you for a long time. The young man said to Confronting Bege, who walked in with his Erlang's legs tilted up and looked gloomy and surprised. That's right, he is Confronting Bege, one of the 11 supernova gangsters who will be called the Evil Age in the future together with Luffy. Don't think that Bege and Luffy are pirates of the same era, but he is actually much older than Luffy's generation. Because Bege was not a pirate in the beginning, he was born in the underworld, and later even unified the West Blue underworld. After that, maybe I felt that the underworld was boring, and only then took the road of Shanghai thieves at the age of 40. It can be described as an extremely legendary character. Seeing the young people who suddenly appeared, and the family cadres who were knocked unconscious to one place, Bege was still very calm. Who are you? Do we have any holidays? Bege asked lightly. There is no festival, I just fell in love with you and want you to join my pirate group, but I heard that you have a habit of killing your boss, so before letting you join, I am going to first beat you half to death, so that when you want to betray me, you will think of today's affairs and avoid that you can't think about it in the future. The person here is Yuri. There are not many people West Blue he knows and can be seen by him. Bege is one of them. Although Bege's strength and abilities are not strong, his fruit of Jiancheng is actually a very good strategic ability. If used well, he alone is a legion. After the pirates grow stronger and bigger in the future, Bege's ability is very useful. The most important thing is that Bege's Jiancheng fruit can store a lot of supplies. With him, Yuri no longer has to worry about supplies. And Bege is now the head of the 3 soprano families in Date City. There is a lot of energy in the dark world, and the spies who deal with the world government and marine are clear. With his assistance, he can disappear from the surveillance of marine and world government. So he sneaked in here with Robin and Daz quietly. Asshole, this guy is serious, and he is confident that he can do it, but... Bege's face went black when he heard Yuri's words. War is more than strength. I dominate in strength, so it is me who wins in the end, Bege said lightly. When he was speaking, a large number of bullets and even shells appeared out of thin air and hit Yuri in front of him. The distance between Bege and Yuri is not far. These bullets and shells appeared out of nowhere in front of Bege. If he is an ordinary person, even if he has good strength, he will inevitably be taken aback by this unexpected attack. It's a pity that he met Yuri. Even if Yuri didn't know Bege's ability in advance, he could clearly perceive Bege's attack with his observation Haki. I saw the lightning flashing on Yuri's body, and all the bullets and shells that were shooting at him stopped in an instant, frozen in midair. Seeing this, Bege opened his mouth wide and said, "Is the ability restrained? Jiancheng fruit does not have very good attack power. The best way to attack is to let the subordinates hiding in Bege's body shoot at the outside." It was a pity that it was obviously useless for Yuri. No matter whether it was a bullet or a cannonball, his attack was completely restrained. Is this what you rely on? But these little tricks are useless in front of me, Yuri said. After he finished speaking, the bullets that had been fixed in the air bounced back towards Bege. Big boss. Full size. Seeing the bullets and shells flying over, he had to release his castle. He didn't feel that his physical body could survive so many bullets and shells. Boom. 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 Bullets hit Bege's changing castle. However, the castle's defense is very good, and there is no loss at all under the bullets. Have you transformed? Now you can finally let go of your hands and feet to attack, Yuri said lightly. While speaking, Yuri had already held a coin in his hand. Boom. The orange light flashed and hit the big boss in an instant. Ah. Puff. Bege's face inside the castle changed drastically, and he threw himself on the ground in pain, while blood spurted out of his mouth. Godfather. The subordinates in Bege Castle cried out in shock. Boom. Once the electromagnetic cannon hit the big boss with a heavy blow, Bege spurted blood again. This time, not only was blood spurting from the mouth, blood was bleeding out of the nose, ears, and eyes. Vote. Surrender. Stop hitting. Hitting it again will kill you. Just when Yuri took out a coin again to shoot, Bege turned back to kneel on the ground and said, "Oh, did you surrender? But you haven't beaten you half to death, so the impression won't be very deep. What if you can't think about it in the future?" Yuri said with a smile. No more. If you continue to fight, you will die," Bege said. Bege's heart is very gloomy. At the same time, Bege was also shocked. He has recognized who the person in front of him is. Recently, there has been an uproar from the sea, offering a reward of 130 million Baileys for the super electromagnetic gun. When I saw this bounty, if he hadn't been the head of one of the 3 big families in Date City, I'm afraid even Bege was a little moved. Because in the eyes of Bege and everyone, judging from the photos on the bounty, Yuri is just a teenage kid, very handsome. Such a person was originally just the object of their usual bullying. It's unbelievable that such a guy actually offered a reward of 130 million yuan. It was simply a gift to Pele. But then, there were a lot of news that powerful pirate hunters had missed, which made everyone realize that Yuri was not easy to mess with. But even so, Bege still didn't put a pirate like Yuri in his eyes. Because he is only single-handedly without any influence. But now Bege doesn't dare to think like this anymore, because this guy is better than a legion. The super electromagnetic gun, which caused his big boss to hit hard, was horrible. Well, the first time I met this is a good idea, and you must also know who I am. Today I am here to invite you to join my pirate group. How can you seriously consider it? What if I don't want to join? Hee, don't worry, I never like to force people. You don't want to join, but I value your devil fruit ability very much. I will let it try another owner to see if he wants to join my pirate group, Yuri said with a smile. Hearing Yuri's words, cold sweat came out on Bege's forehead. Doesn't this force people? Devil fruit will only appear in other parts of the world after the death of demon fruit power. Let devil fruit change to another owner, and his fate is self-evident. So, what is your choice? Yuri asked. Do I have a choice? I don't think so, but sometimes the choice without choice is the best choice. I know. I will join your pirate group. What do you want me to do now? Give up here? Bege asked. No, our pirate group is not ready to go to sea for the time being, so you can continue to play your underworld game, and we can even help you. Daz can help Bege kill people after training. After all, we will be partners in the future, Yuri said with a smile. There was a skeptical look on Bege's face. What can a kid help himself? Don't underestimate him, he will be one of the main combat powers of our pirate group in the future. Although he is still a little tender now, his future achievements are absolutely limitless, even if it is enough to deal with the West Blue gangs now, Yuri said solemnly. For Daz, Yuri is actually very important. Daz's devil fruit has good abilities, and if the cutting fruit is developed, the power is absolutely extraordinary. The most important thing is that Daz has the ambition to become stronger, as well as the perseverance to become stronger. In the original book, Daz became Zoro's stepping stone because of his lack of insight and vision. I didn't know that the world could be stronger, so I didn't develop a stronger cutting ability, wasting so much time in the first half of the Great Sea Route. After he has seen New World, he will definitely become stronger, but it is a pity that he was already a bit older at that time. But this life is different. With Yuri in, he will definitely be stronger than the original. Compared with Vision, few people in the entire One Piece world can match him. So once he grows up, he is definitely one of the main combat forces in the pirate group. Is such a kid the main force of our pirate group? It seems that the future of our pirate group is worrying, Bege said lightly. What did you say? Say it again if you have the ability, Daz said lightly, and at the same time his 5 fingers and arms became blades. Demon fruit power? Bege was slightly surprised, and started to look at Daz again. Then Bege said, in this way, my speed of ruling the West Blue underworld can be accelerated. He was just a test. He knows that it is not easy to be valued by Gabriel Yuri, the super electromagnetic gun offering a reward of 130 million Baileys. But I never thought that Daz is also a demon fruit power. Devil fruit is the secret treasure of the sea, let alone West Blue, even the Great Sea Route is extremely rare. Unexpectedly, 3 demon fruit power appeared in this hall by 4 people. I don't know what he would think if he knew that Robin was also demon fruit power. With Daz's help, Bege's underworld development has indeed accelerated. It didn't take long for the Capone family to launch an attack on the other two underworld families. And relying on the power of Daz and Bege, the two big families that fought have been defeated steadily. At the same time, Yuri also started armament Haki training under the cover of the Capone family. In fact, it is not difficult to awaken armament Haki. As long as the strength reaches a certain level and knows to guide the potential power, armament Haki can be awakened. In New World, even some small people may have already awakened armament Haki. The question is how to guide this potential power, and how to train and use this power. Of the 10 people who control armament Haki, 9 of them cannot control armament Haki freely. So there are so few armament Haki strong players in the world. Yuri has traveled into this world for more than 5 years, and Yuri's painstaking training in the past 5 years is almost enough to guide armament Haki to awakening. Even he was able to perceive the existence of this chi. The question now is how to guide it and how to train it so that it can be used in actual combat. You must know that Luffy in the original book took 2 years to truly control armament Haki under the guidance of Rayleigh. As the protagonist, Luffy's aptitude needless to say, even he spent 2 years, and he still has the teachings of a strong man like Rayleigh. Yuri wants to control this power, I am afraid it will take longer. And this kind of thing also depends on aptitude. Many people may not be able to control armament Haki freely throughout their lives. Most importantly, he has no one to teach. Fortunately, he has observation Haki. As I said earlier, his observation Haki is more mentally powerful and can perceive things in more detail than the general observation Haki. Ordinary people, observation Haki, perceive the opponent's actions through the target's breath, movement, even breathing, and heartbeat. But Yuri was as clear as he could see in his observation Haki. Especially when he hits observation Haki at one point, what he sees is invisible to many naked eyes. When Yuri focused observation Haki on his body to perceive the potential power of the inner body, he could even see the potential power in his body. In addition to the devil fruit ability, there are 2 forces in his body. One is full of majesty, and the other is full of life. The aura of majesty is very weak, and if it hadn't been for Yuri to concentrate on perceiving it, he might not have been able to perceive it. This breath should be the breath of Conqueror's spirit. It seems that he is also a man who owns conquerors. It's just that this breath is still too weak, and it hasn't reached the level of awakening. And the power with the breath of life is Yuri's armament Haki. A few months later, a black breath wrapped around Yuri's fist. After months of intense training and special guidance, Yuri's armament Haki finally awakened. But to really control him and apply it in combat still needs a long way to go. Yuri trains armament Haki and has no kung fu to control Robin for the time being. Robin usually trains by himself, but without Yuri's teaching and training, Robin doesn't work as hard as before. She prefers to read quietly than to train. Knowing that Robin likes to read books, Bege found many books for Robin and arranged for a maid to serve Robin. He could see that Yuri valued Robin more and cared more than Das. I have to say that Bege is a guy who is very good at winking. During this time in Date City, Robin, who usually wanders and flees, enjoyed it very much. This day she finished reading the last book Bege found for her. Stretching, Robin decided to go to the city, but I didn't expect this visit, so I was watched. Nico Robin, since you are an important criminal of the world government, you participated in the research of the historical text that the world government clearly stipulated that research is not allowed, and you are now officially arrested. Lafayette is a sheriff, commonly known as a policeman. He is in charge of the security of Date City. Today, I heard the report from the security team under his team that Nico Robin, an important criminal of the world government, was found in Date City, and he immediately brought people to arrest him. This is a huge feat for him. Seeing the sheriff surrounding her, Robin's face also changed drastically. You'd better not resist. If you resist, I don't mind breaking your arm, Lafayette said coldly. Everyone, have you misunderstood something? This is our boss guest, not a criminal. When Robin came out, Bege arranged for several subordinates to be Robin's bodyguards. After all, the recent battle between the 3 families has become very uneasy. Seeing that these sheriffs were about to arrest Robin, he immediately stepped forward and said, "They know that Robin is an important guest of their boss. Are you from the Capone family? I heard that you were very arrogant lately. I advise you to take care of yourself first. Nico Robin can't be sheltered by you. If you are aware, get out of me immediately. Otherwise, even you will be with you. Grab it." As the security officer of Date City, Lafayette didn't give them any face. Hearing Lafayette's words, everyone in the Capone family changed their faces, but because the boss had given a death order to protect Robin, he was still determined not to leave. "Get me up and grab them all," Lafayette ordered. The security team immediately grabbed Robin and them. Second Flower Master. Robin shouted, Several security team members had 2 arms growing out of their bodies, and they grabbed their hands or body joints backwards, causing them untold pain. Taking this opportunity, Robin immediately rushed out of the crowd and fled. "You can't escape." Lafayette sneered, with a pair of white wings deep behind his body, flew to chase Robin. "You can't escape." Robin ran away desperately. She used various methods to escape Lafayette's pursuit. But there is still no way to escape from Lafayette. And Lafayette chased Robin like a cat and a mouse. No one is more familiar with this date city than him, and he has the advantage of flying, so he knows that Robin is impossible to escape, enjoying the fun of cat and mouse. Finally, Robin didn't have the strength to run again. Lafayette saw that the prey was forced into desperation. He slowly pulled out the crutch sword in his hand, waved the long sword in his hand, and looked at Robin as if looking at the prey. "It seems that I am very good at escaping. In order to prevent you from escaping, am I going to cut off your feet first?" Lafayette said with a sneer. Robin showed a look of horror. Second round Flower Master. Robin struggled to use his abilities. 2 arms grew from Lafayette's body, grabbing his arm, and about to twist his arm around. It's a pity that Robin's strength was too weak, and Lafayette broke free, and Robin Flower Fruit's arm turned into petals and disappeared. It seems that it's not just the legs, even the hands have to be chopped off. Lafayette walked towards Robin with a grinning smile, and Robin stepped back. "I said, you can't escape." Lafayette sneered with a wave of the long sword in his hand, and then stabbed Robin as fast as he could. Robin was shocked by that swift sword, and it was too late to hide. When the sword was about to stab Robin, a large amount of iron sand suddenly appeared in front of Robin, blocking the sword. Iron sand? Seeing his sword was blocked by iron sand, Lafayette was stunned. Seeing the appearance of this iron sand, Robin breathed a sigh of relief. She knew that person was coming. This loose body was about to fall, and at this moment one hand supported her. Robin looked up and saw that it was Yuri who appeared behind him and hugged her. At this time, Yuri's face was very cold, and he gave Robin a fierce look, and then hugged her to the princess. "My people really took care of you." Yuri looked at Lafayette and said coldly. "Who are you?" "Nico. Robin is an important criminal of the world government. Do you know the consequences of shielding her?" "Is this your last word?" "If it is so, then I will answer you. If the world government wants to attack my people, then I will overturn the entire world government," Yuri said lightly. While Yuri was talking, the iron sand windbreaker draped on him came up without wind, and countless iron sand rushed towards Lafayette like a dense rainstorm. Lafayette's face changed drastically, and the white wings behind him danced wildly, flying quickly to avoid the attack of the iron sand rain. "Did I let you go?" Yuri said lightly. The sleeves of the iron sand windbreaker stretched out quickly, turning into a whip of iron sand, quickly grabbing Lafayette's foot, and slamming him to the ground. Puff. This blow made Lafayette vomit blood fiercely. "Who are you?" Lafayette looked at Yuri in horror and said. "Your information is very backward," Yuri said lightly. A strand of iron sand flew up from the Yuri windbreaker, and the iron sand changed in the air. In a blink of an eye, the cones were different, and the iron sand cones ejected out in the next moment. Lafayette stood up and wanted to evade, but unfortunately there were too many cones and the speed was too fast. The cone shot through many parts of his body, and the whole person was nailed to the ground. "Are you Gabriel Yuri, a railgun?" Lafayette said in shock, thinking of something. "Finally, did you remember it before you died? Otherwise, you don't know who you died in the hands of someone," Yuri said. At the same time, a cone of iron sand hit Lafayette's head. Lafayette was silent, and his eyes widened. "Finally found you, Date City of the Rose Kingdom. It's not far away." I immediately turned to target Date City of the Rose Kingdom. Akainu, who was furious about not having news of Yuri for several months, suddenly received news that Yuri had appeared in Date City. Akainu immediately ordered the warship to turn and head towards Date City. His current place happened to be in the waters near the Kingdom of Ross, and soon the marine warship arrived in the Kingdom of Ross. I didn't expect Gabriel Yuri to hide here. The intelligence system of the world government and marine didn't find out what these people were eating. Akainu stepped onto the dock of the Rose Kingdom and said. According to the information just received, Gabriel Yuri and the others were helped by the local gang in Date City. Under the cover of the local gang, they escaped Marine's intelligence system. If it weren't for a local sheriff, they found Nico Robin. And to arrest Nico Robin in public, I'm afraid we would never have imagined that Gabriel Yuri would hide in such a big city. Sheriff? It's kind of useful, but the sheriff is dead in Yuri's hands. Huh, as expected. Do you know where that guy is now? The details are not very clear, but it should be in the Capone family. These are the three major underworld families in Date City. They are also the underworld families who helped Yuri hide their traces. Then go to the Capone family, Akainu said coldly. At the same time, there are many Capone family members on the dock. When they saw Akainu set foot on the Kingdom of Rose, their expressions suddenly changed. Immediately notify the Capone family headquarters in Date City of these news via a phone worm. After Confronting Bege heard the news, a cold sweat broke out. At the same time, someone informs Yuri of the news. Is it here? Akainu, faster than expected. Just use you to test the results of my practice in the past few months. Yuri said, took out a coin, and a breath flowed onto the coin. In a blink of an eye, the coin turned black. After confirming Yuri's track, Akainu brought a group of subordinates straight to the Capone family. Suddenly at this moment an orange-red light flashed in the distance. The running colonels of Marine Rear Admiral saw that their Sakazuki Vice Admiral's head was accurately hit by an orange light. And this time Akainu was not elementalized, the entity was hit. It's a super electromagnetic gun. After pursuing Yuri for so long, and during several battles, Marine has long been familiar with Yuri's electromagnetic guns. As soon as I saw the orange light, I immediately recognized that it was Yuri's super electromagnetic gun. It came from there. Where's Gabriel Yuri? I saw it was shot from the tower over there. How is it possible? The distance from here is at least a few hundred meters, and the shooting distance of the super electromagnetic gun should be only about tens of meters. That's not necessarily. The reason why the distance of the super electromagnetic gun is so short is because Gabriel Yuri uses coins. At a distance of more than 50 meters, the coins have been fused at a speed exceeding 3 times the speed of sound. If Gabriel Yuri used it, it is not impossible for a super electromagnetic gun to shoot several hundred meters from other metals with stronger masses or larger metals. Be careful, his super electromagnetic gun will still fire. Sakazuki Vice Admiral was hit, are you okay? It should be okay. That's Sakazuki Vice Admiral, a monster-like existence in Marine. At this time, the orange light disappeared and the smoke gradually dissipated. Finally the Marines saw Sakazuki bleeding. Everyone was horrified. Their Sakazuki Vice Admiral had blood on his forehead and his head was broken. Akainu's face was extremely gloomy. If his eyes could kill people, his eyes could kill people several times. The super electromagnetic gun just now was too unexpected and the speed was too fast. Taking Akainu's time to understand Yuri's abilities. The shooting distance of his super electromagnetic gun is generally about 50 meters. Beyond this distance, the coin will dissolve because it is too fast. The super electromagnetic gun is to eject the object out of the electromagnetic orbit to attack. When the object is gone, the super electromagnetic gun disappears. However, the strike of the super electromagnetic gun just now was shot from a tower a few hundred meters away, which was far beyond Akainu's expectation. Moreover, the electromagnetic gun did not decelerate after it was fired, and it kept accelerating. 3 times the speed of sound is just the basic speed of the super electromagnetic gun. Unexpectedly, with a terrifying speed, even Akainu reacted a little later and was hit by a super electromagnetic cannon in an instant. Originally at the moment of crisis, he could use his body's elemental words to avoid attacks, but this time the elementalization was useless, and the coin literally hit his body. During the crisis, Armament Haki protected him, but he was still broken and bleeding from his forehead. It's Armament Haki. Armament Haki is hidden on the coin. That's why he can shoot such a long distance before he can shoot me. Gabriel Yuri seems to be hiding and practicing Armament Haki for this period of time, and it also allowed him to practice successfully. Now, Akainu said coldly. Armament Haki. It turns out that, with Armament Haki's defense, even a small coin can withstand a speed of more than 3 times the speed of sound, the Marines said suddenly. At this moment, Akainu raised his eyebrows and shouted, don't think that the same moves will be effective. While speaking, Akainu punched out, this fist hits an orange light. It turned out that just as Marine was talking, another orange-red light flew from the distant tower. This time, Akainu had already prepared, and the powerful Armament Haki was hit on the super electromagnetic gun. Boom. Immediately, 2 powerful forces collided with each other and shook and roared. Eventually the super electromagnetic gun disappeared. Sure enough, my Armament Haki is far worse. The super electromagnetic gun was not destroyed by Akainu. But Yuri's Armament Haki is not strong. Armament Haki gradually disappeared during the shooting. In the end, there was no way to protect the coin, and it melted away under the speed of the super electromagnetic gun in the attack of Akainu. We can only win by quantity, Yuri said lightly. While talking, both hands held the coin at the same time, and the super electromagnetic guns shot at Akainu one by one. Akainu yelled when he saw this, and then punched out his fists, but unfortunately his fists still couldn't keep up with the speed of the super electromagnetic gun. After knocking down a few super electromagnetic guns, Akainu was hit by the super electromagnetic gun too late to punch. The body shot out involuntarily. Then several super electromagnetic guns chased and shot the inverted Akainu. Boom. 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 The roaring explosion sounded. Sakazuki Vice Admiral, the Marines exclaimed. Even if they know that Akainu is terrifying, they still worry about being attacked like this. Meteor volcano. At this moment, there was a cold voice from the explosion. In the next moment, lava fists flew out from the explosion, shooting straight toward the distant tower. In the original work, Akainu's meteor volcano shoots toward the sky first, and then shoots down from the sky like a meteor to strike. But this does not mean that meteor volcano has only one usage. It can also be used for direct shots, and the speed of direct fire is extremely fast. Asshole. Are you going to destroy Date City? Yuri raised his eyebrows, and at the same time the crackling thunder and lightning flashed all over his body. A large amount of iron sand flew from behind him. Sha Shiyu. The iron sand turned into a sand rain and shot out, hitting the fists of the meteor volcano that had been shot. Naturally, this little sand rain cannot withstand meteor volcano. But meteor volcano, struck by Sha Shiyu, suddenly stopped in the air. If the lava in the Logia world contains more or less metal elements. Magma is originally formed by molten material captured by the Earth's core, which naturally includes mineral metals. As long as the metal is controlled by magnetism. But Akainu's magma is only pure energy formation. Yuri is difficult to control with magnetic fruit. But after being hit by Sha Shiyu, the iron sand shot into the magma. With these iron sands, Yuri can control these magma fists. Give it back to you. Yuri said lightly. The magma fist immediately reflected back and collided with another batch of meteor volcano. Immediately, fierce lava exploded in the sky. No, if this goes on, the entire Date City will be destroyed. Seeing the blast of lava fire fists in the sky, Marine Rear Admiral and all the surrounding faces changed greatly. The lava fire fists in the sky kept hitting each other, as if two lava fruit-capable people were blasting each other, constantly stirring up strong explosions, shaking the entire Date City. At the same time, the lava fire fists blasted, stirring up a stream of lava fire rocks scattered around the city. The warm magma flame burned the entire city. Everywhere in the city was exclaiming, screaming everywhere, and children crying, as if it were the end of the world. Huh. Looking at the surroundings, Akainu stopped Meteor Volcano's blow after knocking out a few lava fire fists reflected by Yuri, and his face became very gloomy. Even if it is Akainu, if a city is destroyed because of him, especially a royal city that is a member of the world government like Date City, it will not be able to bear such a guilt. Gabriel Yuri. However, this does not mean that Akainu will give up on arresting Yuri, and he must be arrested today, otherwise it is impossible to explain. After stopping Meteor Volcano, when Akainu was about to rush towards Yuri again, suddenly Bru's phone bug sounded. Akainu ignored the phone worm and continued to walk in Yuri's direction. At this moment, the phone worm in the arms of Marine Rear Admiral rang. Rear Admiral took the call. Hey, this is Kong. Marine Marshal Kong's voice came from the phone worm. Marshal. Marine Rear Admiral saluted. You are there now, Sakazuki is there. We are in Date City. Sakazuki Vice Admiral is capturing the pirate magnate Gabriel Yuri and the Devil's Son Nico Robin. Let Sakazuki listen to the phone. Yes. Marine Rear Admiral immediately took the phone worm and came to Sakazuki's side. It's the Marshal's call, Marine Rear Admiral said. Hearing it was Marine Marshal Kong's call, Sakazuki had no choice but to answer the call worm. You know, Marine Marshal Kong speaks exactly the same thing in Marine. No one dared to violate his orders except Garp. Even the current Sakazuki is the same. It is a real monster. Marshal, Sakazuki, you now, evacuate me from Date City immediately. Before Sakazuki finished speaking, Marine Marshal Kong's order came from the call worm. But, do you still want to destroy Date City? Kong said. It turned out that the lava fire fists just now blasted against each other, but it really frightened the royal nobles in Date City. Looking at this ruining lava magma, watching the entire city on fire, the royal family and nobles are afraid that the magma will burn on them in the next moment. The king of the Rose Kingdom immediately gave an order to investigate what was going on and who was fighting. The king of the Rose Kingdom still has some abilities, and it is easy to investigate what happened in the city. In fact, there is no need to investigate a force like lava to know whose power it is. Because Sakazuki is Marine's candidate admiral. Marine Admiral not only needs to have a strong force, but also a huge deterrent. Therefore, before Marine Admiral takes office, Both Marine and the world government will promote the future power of Marine to the world and countries around the world, and the future Marine Admiral. Others may not know it, but as a royal family, they naturally know Marine Alternate Admiral, now Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral Sakazuki, who has Logia Lava Fruit ability. After knowing the situation, Ochaku, the kingdom of the Rus Kingdom, took a call worm to Naval Headquarters and asked Kong, Marine, are you going to destroy the Rus Kingdom in the city of Date? The Kingdom of Rus, as one of the West Blue powers, has a very high say in the World Government World Congress. Therefore, Kong had to pay attention to the phone bug of the King of the Rose Kingdom and immediately asked what was going on. After learning about the situation, Kong immediately called Sakazuki, but Sakazuki did not answer the phone worm. So I called Sakazuki's Deputy Rear Admiral's phone worm. Sakazuki was unwilling to hear Kong's order. But looking around, Sakazuki could only give a gloomy order, withdraw. Marine finally withdrew. Robin said with a sigh of relief. It's really a monster-like power, Logia Demon Fruit power, it's a natural disaster for walking. Bege also broke out in cold sweat. Is this the strength of the world powerhouse? Daz was also full of horror. Today's battle really taught them a lesson. They never thought that someone in the world could be so strong. This is simply destroying the world, like a walking natural disaster. I heard that whoever fought and destroyed an island. Who knows the destruction of a country? Before they thought it was just an exaggeration. It's just a legend, but today they believed it. If Yuri and Sakazuki continue to fight, Ross Island will be destroyed. I don't know if Date City will no longer exist. This battle gave them a new understanding of the world. Alalara, even if you know you will be punished, you don't need to be like this Sakazuki. Even if it is miserable, the necessary punishment is still inevitable. Paluzolino couldn't help smiling when he saw Sakazuki returning to Naval Headquarters, said. After leaving the Kingdom of Ross, Sakazuki returned directly to Naval Headquarters. When they saw Sakazuki, many Marines were shocked. Sakazuki was covered with gauze on his forehead and suffered multiple injuries on his body. Hearing Paluzolino's teasing, Sakazuki gave him a fierce look and said nothing. Has Gabriel Yuri grown to this point? Sengoku on the side asked solemnly. They understand Sakazuki's character and know that he is a person who knows no tricks. That guy has grown up very quickly and has taken control of armament Haki. This time he wrapped armament Haki around a coin and shot a super electromagnetic gun from a kilometer away. I didn't pay attention for a while and followed his way, Sakazuki said. The electromagnetic gun is fired from a kilometer away, and the attack speed is 3 times the speed of sound. It comes silently from a kilometer away. It is more powerful than any sniper on the sea. No wonder Sakazuki caught up, Rusalino said. 3 times the speed of sound is only the basic speed. After Gabriel Yuri's super electromagnetic gun is fired, not only will it not slow down, but it will accelerate, and the final speed is far beyond the 3 times the speed of sound, Sakazuki said. It's a terrible attack. Gabriel Yuri has become a troublesome existence, Sengoku. Raise the bounty for Gabriel Yuri, stop arresting him temporarily, and wait until he enters the Great Sea Route, Kong said. He knew that such a strong man would come to Great Sailing Road sooner or later. So how much is an appropriate upgrade? Sengoku said. 500 million Baileys, Kong said. 500 million Baileys. Upon hearing Kong's words, everyone present exclaimed. This bounty is rare even in the first half of the Great Navigation Road, let alone the whole world. Generally, the pirates who enter the New World and have a firm foothold in the New World are likely to achieve this bounty. Indeed, Gabriel Yuri can damage Sakazuki Vice Admiral. He can no longer be regarded as an ordinary pirate. The bounty is reasonable. To make Sakazuki Vice Admiral into a tough fight, this Gary Emperor Yuri is worth the bounty. Correct. Marines agreed with Kong's bounty to Yuri. But they didn't see it. Every time they said, Akainu's face went dark. At the end of the day, Akainu's face became black like an iron pan, and the Marines realized that it was not good. 3 years have passed in a blink of an eye. In a deserted Yamanaka on Ross Island, a young man kept punching against a huge rock. Every time he punched, the rock was punched with a deep punch. Drink. Suddenly the young man yelled, a thick layer of armament Haki condensed on his fist, hitting the huge rock with one punch. A large area of cracks appeared on the huge rock, and then the whole rock broke apart. Have you reached the limit? It's a pity that after 3 years of training, I still haven't controlled the emission. It seems that strong fighting pressure is needed to break through that state. This young man was exactly Yuri said. 3 years have passed since the last battle with Akainu. In the past 3 years, Yuri has focused on practicing armament Haki. 3 years of practice has improved his armament Haki a lot, and he has been able to control armament Haki as he wants. Solidification, winding, hardening, and strengthening can all be done easily. The only thing that disappointed Yuri was that an armament Haki advanced application emission that wanted to practice had never been able to practice successfully. Emission is the logo of Haki Strong. Failure to control this trick shows that Yuri is not yet Haki Strong. But Yuri didn't care, his main combat power was still in Devil Fruit. His body is not top-notch in this world. If you want to fight the monsters of New World, you have to start with Devil Fruit. In addition to armament Haki in the past 3 years, he has focused on developing Devil Fruit capabilities. In the past 3 years, his Devil Fruit abilities have made new progress, and new abilities have been developed. Yuri is confident that with his current strength, even if he meets Marine Admiral Sengoku, or Marine Hero Garp, he has the strength to fight. As for Akainu Kuzan Kazaru and the others, Yuri is confident that even if they can't beat them, they will be able to suppress them. Captain, Bege said everything is ready and we can go anytime. Robin on the side saw that Yuri was trained, and handed a towel to Yuri. 3 years later, Robin, who is almost 15 years old, has grown open. Although not as mature as later generations, but there is a sense of youth and slimness. He's willing. Yuri took the towel and wiped the sweat from his face and said with a smile. I didn't want to give up either. He just gave the underworld business power to his subordinates. With his reputation and strength in the West Blue underworld, if you want to take it back, it's a matter of one sentence. Robin said with a smile. In the past 3 years, with the help of Daz, Capone Bege has unified the West Blue underworld in advance. Capone Bege is already a legend in the West Blue underworld. A few days ago, Yuri informed Bege to prepare to go to sea after a while to challenge the Great Sailing Route. Bege immediately summoned the cadres from all over the Capone family, divided his territory into 16 and gave them to the underworld cadres. Now that everything is ready, just wait for Yuri to announce his departure. In the mid-levels villa, Yuri summoned the people of the pirate group. In addition to Robin, Daz, and Bege, there are 4 others. 2 of the 4 are dressed as swordsmen, a man with a very strong body, and a little girl. In the past 3 years, Yuri also asked Bege to use his underworld intelligence network in West Blue to help Yuri search for West Blue suitable crew for the Gabriel pirates. After all, the number of Gabriel pirates is still too small. There are only 4 full members including Yuri. Bege's sphere of influence is getting bigger and bigger, and his intelligence system is spread all over West Blue through the gang. Through the selection of the intelligence system, Yuri finally chose these 4 to join the Gabriel pirates. The 4 people are Ashby, swordsman, swordsmanship. Zhongong level, swordsmanship profound meaning. Dragon Tooth Flash, initially take control of armament Haki. Brian, the swordsman, and Paramecia, the person with the ability to fix the fruit. The opponent's body will be frozen under his gaze. Kemp, the Titan Giant Ape fruit ability in Zone U Demons, initially controls armament Haki. The last girl is called Michelle, the senior agent of the Baroque studio in the original work, Paramecia, a kilogram fruit capable person. Except for Michelta, these 4 people are all famous in West Blue. In the end, Yuri personally took the shot and subdued them, which allowed them to join the Gabriel pirates. As for Michelta, she is still a little girl, because she was lucky enough to get devil fruit, she was able to float her body, and she was considered a monster by her family and neighbors. Later, through the influence of the Capone family, she was included in the Gabriel pirates, and now Robin takes care of her and teaches her. After they joined the Gabriel pirates, Yuri personally taught them armament Haki. Among them, Ashby and Kemp have initially awakened armament Haki. The strength is much stronger than they just joined the Gabriel pirates. Haha, it's finally time to set out to challenge New World. Yuri looked at the 4 of them and said with a smile. There was a hint of excitement in everyone's eyes when they heard Yuri's words. They have been looking forward to the day for a long time. Captain, since there is always a goal to go to sea, what is your goal? Ashby asked. It's the captain, but I gave up the West Blue Underground Emperor to follow you out to sea. If your goal is too small, I'm not satisfied, Bege said. The captain's goal must be One Piece, Kemp said. One Piece? Haha, I'm not interested in that, Yuri said with a smile. Hearing Yuri's words, everyone looked at Yuri in a puzzled way. It's not One Piece, then what is Yuri's goal? If we don't have a big goal, let's set a small goal first. First of all, we must become Kun the Emperor facing the sea, one of the 4 emperors of New World, Yuri said with a smile. In the first half of the Great Sailing Road, Yuri never took it to heart. Yuri's goal is the second half of the Great Sea Route, a place called New World. Now when the New World competition is fierce, the Whitebeard Pirates, Big Mom Pirates, Beasts Pirates, the 3 major hegemons of New World have gradually taken shape. Shanks is still just the big pirate of New World, has not yet become the overlord. Yuri's goal is to challenge the New World before Shanks, become the fourth overlord, and become the four emperors. Hearing Yuri's words, the eyes of everyone except Robin and Michelle became eager. Kun the Emperor facing the sea, this name made him feel excited. Emperor of the Sea. This is a good name. In the name of the Emperor Kun is facing the sea, interesting. Then it is so decided, to complete this small goal first and become the Emperor of Kun facing the sea. Everyone said excitedly. Gabriel pirates? They finally started to act, it happened to be this time. Sengoku showed an annoyed look. For Yuri, Naval Headquarters is watching. Although for 3 years, Yuri has always seemed to have disappeared, but in this way they became more wary of Yuri. Because they know that waiting for Yuri to appear again, such as being stronger. So Sengoku ordered West Blue's Marine to pay attention to Yuri's movement, and once the Gabriel pirates appeared, they would notify Naval Headquarters as soon as possible. Just now, West Blue's Marine sent an intelligence message saying that the Gabriel pirates had appeared and headed for the Great Navigation Road. Sengoku kept waiting for the Gabriel pirates to enter the Great Sea Route, and then mobilized Marine to capture him with all his strength. This time was originally an opportunity, but not long ago, a Murloc climbed onto the Red Line and released the slaves of celestial dragons on the Red Line. The Holy Land Marie Joyce caused a great riot. This is a gaffe that has never been seen since the establishment of the world government. The world government 5 elders strictly ordered Marine to give priority to capturing the pirates of the sun that caused the riot, especially their captain, Fishertag. At the same time the New World pirates rioted, Beast's pirates and the Whitebeard pirates fought. Marine needed to stare at the 2 large pirates all the time. Neither Sengoku nor Garp had time to spare. Gabriel Yuri, did he finally show up? Sengoku Admiral, leave this to me. Akainu stood up and said. For Yuri, Akainu has always been sorrowful and vowed to arrest him and bring him to justice, so as soon as he heard Yuri appear, Akainu immediately stood up. It can only be this way, but this time the battle location must be chosen, Sengoku said. Sengoku trusts the strength of Akainu. In recent years, Akainu and others have already possessed Admiral-level strength. He believes that Akainu will have no problem defeating Yuri. The only concern is that Akainu's destructive power is too great. When catching Yuri, a powerful criminal, it will inevitably spread to the innocent, so Sengoku asked him to even choose the battle location. I will carefully choose a place to die for him, Akainu said with a sneer. Oh, it's terrible. Paluzalino. How is it possible that a group of pirates who have just entered the Great Sea Route have such strength? On an island in the first half of the Great Navigation Road, a group of defeated pirate hunters, but said with confidence. He. A group of clutters who don't know the heights of the sky, you don't look at what pirate group we are. Dare to take action against us. Our captain is a pirate who offers a reward of 500 million Baileys. We have such strength is not taken for granted. Is it? Kemp said with a sneer. Since entering the Grand Line, Yuri and the others are often attacked by pirates and hunted down by Marine because of the pirate flag. These pirates, Marine, were not strong enough, and Yuri was dismissed by Kemp and the others without even taking a shot. Because of Kemp, they defeated many pirates, Marine, and gradually got a bounty. And the bounty is not low, so many pirate hunters focused on them. This time they just went to a desert island and saw a large number of pirate hunters ambush them here. It turns out that these pirate hunters had already judged from the route Yuri and the others had taken that they would arrive at this island, and had been waiting on the island long ago. But thousands of pirate hunters were easily defeated by Kemp and the others. Especially Kemp, transformed into a huge Titan great ape, is like a god of destruction alive, and the strange power of every blow makes the island shake 3 points. With the addition of Daz, Ashby, Brian, etc., almost all of the thousands of pirate hunters were wiped out in a blink of an eye. The remaining pirate hunters exclaimed the monsters, what pirate group is this, so terrifying? 500 million Baileys. Impossible. I have been a pirate hunter for so many years, and I have never heard of the Gabriel pirates. If it were a pirate offering a reward of 500 million Baileys, I would never know it. Kemp's words, a pirate hunter gasped. Haha, Captain, it seems that you have disappeared for too long. Even the pirate hunters have forgotten your existence. You must know that you were West Blue's most sought-after target 3 years ago. The entire West Blue pirate hunters are doing it for you. Crazy, Bege said with a smile. After all, it has been 3 years. Over the past 3 years, the captain has completely silenced his voice. Daz said lightly. 3 years? Are you the super electromagnetic gun that disappeared after being offered a reward of 500 million Baileys 3 years ago, Gabriel Yuri? Suddenly a female pirate hunter exclaimed. Hee, isn't it? I can guess that it is me. You are very good. Do you want to join my pirate group? Yuri said to the female pirate hunter. Do you want me to join your pirate group? The female pirate hunter said in surprise. Your devil fruit is good, and you are still young. You have been trained in New World for a few years. As long as you don't die, you can be a cadre on your own. How about going to New World for training with us? Yuri said with a smile. Yuri noticed her right after the fight. In this group of pirate hunters, she is the youngest, but her strength is one of the best. And Yuri also recognized that this female pirate hunter was the senior agent Zala of Crocodile's Barrett Studio in the future, a thorny fruit-capable person. Saying that Yuri and Baroque Studio are quite destined. First, Robin, Daz, and Michelta, and now they met Zala, the thorn fruit ability. If possible, just recruit everyone in the Baroque Studio. So Yuri sent an invitation to Zala. As Yuri said, even if Zala's current strength is mediocre, as long as he gets to New World and exercises, as long as he doesn't die, with his devil fruit ability, he can become a unique character in a short time. That is a sea area that can urge people to grow. Because if you don't grow up, death is waiting for you. It seems a good idea, and I don't seem to have any choice. Hee, you are welcome to join the Gabriel Pirates. Yuri said with a smile. Just as Yuri was talking, he suddenly felt that the surrounding air temperature had risen significantly. Yuri's face changed abruptly and looked towards the sky. I don't know when the sky has become fiery red, and the clouds have also turned into fiery clouds. Sakazuki. Yuri said with a change of face. Just as Yuri's words fell, huge lava fists smashed through the clouds in the sky and appeared in front of everyone. Isn't it? This is not a joke. What the hell is this? It's simply devastating. Seeing the magma fists dissatisfied with the entire sky, everyone's expressions changed drastically. Even if they face such an attack, they are full of despair. It's Marine Vice Admiral Sakazuki's ability. What should the captain do? Robin asked anxiously, also in a cold sweat. I really troubled me, Akainu. Yuri said with a cold smile, looking at the lava fist in the sky. At the same time, Yuri stretched out a hand and opened his palm, only to see a black ball of light appeared in the palm of his hand. Robin and both of them looked suspicious, even if they didn't understand what Yuri was doing and what the black ball of light was. At this moment, Yuri tossed his hand and the black ball of light quickly flew into the sky. Could this little black ball of light have terrifying power and be able to deal with the sky full of lava fists? When everyone was surprised and doubtful, the black ball of light that rose up into the sky suddenly produced an extremely powerful suction. Under his suction, all the lava fists they had hit at Yuri were all sucked by him. Under this terrifying suction force, magma fists are constantly being sucked away. With the black light ball as the center, a huge fireball of magma gradually formed. The method is like a sun hanging in the air. Is this the captain's new ability? Even all the lava attacks were sucked away. Can magnetic fruit do such a thing? At this time, Bege and others were also shocked and inexplicable. Especially seeing the huge lava fireball in the sky that was as hot as the sun, everyone couldn't help but feel a tingling scalp. This should be gravity? In theory, magnetism has the properties of gravitational and repulsive force, but this is only for magnets that have the same magnetic force, but now this gravitational force is obviously not just the gravitational and repulsive force of the magnet. Even here we feel the same gravity is going to suck me away. This should be the gravity of the center of the Earth, right? Robin said in shock. In other words, the captain developed the universal gravitation through the magnetic fruit. Sure enough to be the captain, can such a thing be done? The crowd said in horror. Anyone with a little knowledge knows that magnetism and gravitation are completely two concepts. Magnetic force, even electromagnetic force, will only work on gold. But gravity is completely different. Universal gravitation, it can work on all objects, including people. If gravity is strong enough, it is gravity. If gravity is strong enough, it can even crush a person to death. Bege, retreat with everyone at once. Yuri said solemnly at this time. Upon hearing Yuri's words, Bege looked at Yuri suspiciously. Isn't this under control? It doesn't take so early to retreat, right? This planetary devastation, I use it for the first time. It is only a theoretical move. In fact, I don't know what will happen next. Maybe even us will be affected in a while, Yuri said. While Yuri was talking, planetary devastation's suction power became stronger and stronger. Bege and others also felt a pulling force trying to pull them up. Sand, stones, on the ground, even the corpse of the pirate hunter who had just been killed by Kemp and the others was slowly sucked up by this suction. Those rock corpses touched the huge lava fireball in the sky. It was burnt in an instant, and burned to ashes in a blink of an eye. Seeing this, everyone's scalp began to numb. Evacuate, must evacuate here. They don't want to be sucked into that magma great fireball. Thinking of this, Bege immediately put away Daz and others, turned into tank legs and quickly moved towards the side of the island, and their pirate ship fled. Marine, this greeting is really warm, I'll also pay a good return. Yuri smiled and took out a coin. Yuri did not flee with Bege and them, because he knew that this time Sakazuki would not let him leave easily. And for so many years, Yuri is also eager for a real battle with Akainu. This happens to be the best battlefield. In the sea on the other side of the desert island, several huge marine warships are parked there. On the deck of one of the warships, a marine in a red suit was standing. It is Marine Alternate Admiral Sakazuki. When he saw the huge lava fireball in the sky, Sakazuki's face was very ugly. There are only 7 routes in the first half of the Great Navigation Road. If there is no eternal pointing needle, one can only navigate by relying on the recording compass of these 7 waterways. In this way, through the islands they have been to, they can analyze which island they will go to next. After knowing the island they are about to arrive, it is easy to handle, just wait here. After confirming that Yuri was on the island, Sakazuki directly used Meteor Volcano to attack the island indiscriminately. As for the pirate hunters on the island, Sakazuki didn't care about their life or death. In his eyes, pirate hunters are actually similar to pirates. They are all criminals on the sea, and one of the sources of unrest in the sea. The only difference is whether there is a bounty. So if you kill it, it doesn't matter. But I didn't expect that his indiscriminate attack would be blocked in this way. Is this Gabriel Yuri's new ability? Or does it mean that there are other abilities on the island? At this moment, suddenly Sakazuki saw an orange light flash. Sakazuki didn't want to hit the spot where the orange light flashed with a punch. Boom.